I'd like to call this meeting of the Fremont County Planning Commission to order for July 5th, 2023. And we have a roll call here, and Mr. Mazer is not here. I am here. Mr. Brown is here. Mr. Fay is here. Mr. Mergelman is here. Mr. Payne is here. And Mr. McCullough. With that, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. But I believe you've all received your agenda and the minutes from the May 2nd Planning Commission meeting. And I'm open to a motion for approval of those.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda for July 5th, 2023.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Thank you. And now the minutes. Any additions or changes to the minutes? They're good minutes as always.
Yes, they were very complete. I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes of the June, whatever it was, meeting.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Rudel?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. We do have one agenda item of unfinished business. Deanne, you're going to speak to us a little bit about the recent decision of the commissioners concerning the studies for rainfall on properties.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. So 2 meetings ago, the BOCC announced that they were going to change a decision with the Bison Ridge, Canyon Farms, and J&S Hall subdivisions. Originally, this board had approved them with deferral until the time of development, and then when they went to the BOCC, they were the BOCC had went with staff recommendation for having drainage plans done at the time of division. The BOCC decided they had talked with enough citizens and got a bunch of feedback. They decided to reverse the decision on those 3 subdivisions and minor subdivisions moving forward to allow for deferment of the drainage plans until the time of development. So I figured that was noteworthy for you gentlemen to hear and give you an update on that.
And so that's I don't know if that's a written policy change, but it's certainly a decision by the BOCC.
Yeah, so it isn't a written policy change. We have not amended the regulations, but anyone that requests to have it deferred until the time of development, it will be granted. And that's for minor subdivisions that are not business related, only residential.
Thank you for that.
That's, that's fair.
Before us, we now have an SRU 23-001 major modification, Captain Zipline Play Dirty ATV tours. And you have some comments for us?
Yeah, so here, I'll go with the staff, our staff report first. So the purpose of this was the Captain Zipline and Play Dirty ATV Tours is proposing a major modification to their existing permit to move the existing operations from 1500 County Road 45 and 520 County Road 54 location, which is currently the permitted zipline locations, to strictly the 520 County Road 54 location. Operations will include check-ins, office-type work associated with the business, all traffic and parking associated with the business, plus be the starting and ending point for the ATV tours. This modification also includes a proposed restroom that is 10 feet by 20 feet in size. Their goal is by having the entire operation located on one parcel, it will alleviate all play dirty ATV traffic from County Road 45 as was previously approved in the last modification. ATV traffic will still occur on County Road 54 and County Road 53 to continue to the BLM trailhead. Both of those county roads are unmaintained. As you can see on the map behind me, this little sliver down here, if you can see my arrow, down in County Road 45, they're hoping to remove that from this permit. And you can see how far the ATVs would have to road up County Road 45. So up here in the upper left-hand corner, that red box, or we'll call it a box, that is the current zipline location, and they're going to have all patrons just come up, start and end off of that one location. So it'll be alleviating a lot of traffic on the roadways. So back to the script. Background, Captain Zipline has held a valid special reviews permit at the County Road 1500 at the 1500 County Road 45 and the 520 County Road location since 2007. Since their original permitting, the business has applied and been granted multiple modifications to improve their business. They're surrounded predominantly by agricultural forestry and undeveloped lands, with the exception of an industrial lot that has mining activity. Lighting on the property is all solar powered. There's a single existing solar powered light in the parking area, as well as solar on the challenge courses and buildings and sheds. For noxious weeds, the applicant has entered into a contract with the Fremont County Noxious Weed Manager. This location is known for a rare invasive List A species, elongated mustard, but the applicant is working with Fremont County Weed Management to keep that in check. We have received no public comments regarding this application. So for agency comments, staff requested comments from various review agencies. Staff has incorporated comments received to date either in their entirety or in part into the staff report. FCDOT's comment, we do not have any concerns at this time except that we request the opportunity to comment during the annual reviews and future submissions that affect this application. The engineer and I went out to the site and met with Josh and Diane. We had discussed possibly adding some crusher fines or similar aggregate to the ATV, UTV parking area, depending on erosion and what they're experiencing. Fremont County Building Department, it is this department's determination that since this business is going through a major modification, the use of portable chemical toilets would be acceptable. Although this is not a permanent solution to sanitation, this department recommends the installation of an approved septic system or vault privy as soon as possible, but not to exceed a 3-year time frame. Fire protection, the recommendation was to have address numbers that are 4 inches minimum in height shall be clearly visible from the roadway. Bureau of Land Management, a special recreation permit annual operating authorization letter was supplied, and BLM noted special protocols being required if the ATVs and UTVs operate in the Badger Creek area. Colorado Parks and Wildlife submitted recommendations on these businesses coexisting with the wildlife and best practices. Let's see here. So, the parking and loading area, which is predominantly an existing gravel parking lot, will have 55 gravel spaces and 2 ADA hard surfaced spaces. Captain Zipline tours will operate year-round, are conducted from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Captain Zipline tours will maintain a ratio of 1 guide to 5 customers with a maximum of 15 customers per tour. And Play Dirty ATV will operate from January of 2023 to November of 2023, with the ability to renew the BLM permits on a reoccurring basis. Play Dirty ATV will maintain a ratio of 1 guide per 6 customers with a maximum tour size of 18 customers. The applicant has requested a landscaping waiver and the use of chemical toilets. It is this department's recommendation that, having found this application is in compliance with requirements of the Fremont County zoning resolution, staff recommends approval of the special reviews permit major modification application with the following contingencies. And the contingency would be the approval of chemical toilets to be used for a period of time not to exceed 3 years from the date of this modification. And that would be my report.
And landscaping?
Oh, and landscaping. Yes, sir. Sorry for that.
Thank you for that. I believe we have the applicants with us here today. Would you like to come up and tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you'd like?
I'm Diane. I'm Josh. Diane and Josh. I guess Dan pretty much recapped what we're planning on doing, what we'd like to do. We have some tours that do a combination, a challenge course and zip line combo. And currently what they're doing is driving out to the 1500 address, following us up to the zip line. When they finish the one course, they follow us back down to the 1500 address, eat some lunch, then they drive back up to the zip line, and when they're done, they typically leave unless they want to come back for souvenirs. Our goal has been, and we've talked about this since we purchased 2 years ago, was to streamline, to take the traffic off and to alleviate a lot of the driving back and forth. That way people can just drive up, they can eat lunch if they so desire, do their second tour, buy merchandise hopefully if they want, and then depart for the day, just to streamline everything.
Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions or comments for our applicants or for our staff?
I think it's a good plan. Are you okay with having a stipulation of permanent vault toilet or wastewater facilities in 3 years?
Yes, that was kind of our game plan. Would like to, do away with the chemical toilets, but instead of doing the vault toilets, our goal is to do an actual septic system and do real restrooms.
Good.
Hopefully by the 3rd year. That's our goal.
Yeah, my only question was just clarification. So I know in the staff comments, you said 55 regular parking, 2 ADA, but in the permit, it said 58 regular parking with no ADA? The permit application, so it's page 10
Okay.
of what's in the,
I
page 4 of their application.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that there was ADA in there and that it was gonna be paved.
Do you get many handicapped in this type of an operation?
So, no.
I don't think so.
On the website, people that are looking to book, there's certain requirements that you have to meet to actually be able to zip line. One of them being hiking and there's some core
That's why
strength and
there's-
things like that involved, and it kind of precludes the possibility of someone, say, in a wheelchair or with a cane or crutches, being able to actually perform what's necessary to go ziplining.
Well, it's kind of the same on an ATV.
Regardless of it being a business, I'm sure they'd have to have ADA.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
could
it's-
clearly double check that and provide clarification. But when I was doing my review, I'm not sure if the update made it to this.
Okay.
In the traffic impact form, it's also got parking data as well. And I had their architect, Dave Mallory, actually sit down in my office and we went over all of the traffic counts, parking requirements, and we ironed all that out together sitting in the office. So.
Good enough for me?
Okay.
We do have 2 spots closest to the office that we can definitely use for that if somebody ever comes in that has someone that wants to observe that is slightly handicapped.
Sure, yeah, just usually requires it being paved, concrete or something.
Okay.
I did have a question for staff. The Fremont County DOT says that they don't have any concerns at this time, but they do request the opportunity to comment during annual reviews or for future submissions. Future submissions that are modifications, obviously, they'll get a shot at that.
Absolutely. So what we do with all of the special permits that are granted within the county, special reviews, CUP, HOMOC, if you come to us for a permit, once a year, code enforcement will review your application, drive out to your location, and do a full inspection to make sure that you're still in compliance with what was approved. So as part of that annual review, FCDOT would be included. And if they realize that there's major traffic impacts being caused that were unforeseen or something like that, they just always request that they have the ability to provide future input.
So do you send Fremont County dot the inspection form and then ask for comments, or? do you-
So typically when we're going to be doing a renew on an issue where FCDOT is included, yeah, we will include them in on that and let them know that we'll be doing a review. Or if they do, sometimes they'll do annual traffic counts on various roadways and notice there's an uptick in impacts, and then they'll reach out to us and try and talk to us. So we try and coordinate closely.
Great, thank you. That was my question, how that coordination happened and what was going on there. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Then I'm open to a motion, and it should include the landscape waiver and the chemical toilet provisions.
I make a motion, we approve SRU 23-001, a major modification for Captain Zipline and Play Dirty, with the approval of the landscaping waiver and the chemical toilet use, with the stipulation that be replaced within 3 years.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I'll call a vote then. Rudel, you want to start us off?
Yes.
Aye.
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 Thank you, and congratulations, and good luck on your, in your consolidation plans.
I think it'll work out better for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And with no further business, we're adjourned.
You know, 16 minutes.
So with what you told us about what the county commissioners did, is that put this guy back? Okay.